Adams KT, what I'm saying. So I have a video for you guys showing the different markers and features on different ones so you can see which one to get when you decide to buy a marker. Let's check it out. So here are the different magazines. Magazine is real important because if the magazine fail, your gun fail. So I'm going to show you different ones and which type of projectile it can take. So we start with the Tip-X TCR version right here. This is the 12 rounds magazine. It can shoot shape round or the round balls, depends on if you have the right kit or not. Pay attention to which model you have, making sure that you can shoot these shape rounds. You can load the shape rounds, but if you don't have the right kit for it, you're not able to shoot the shape rounds. This is the Zeta magazine. You can use 10 rounds on each side. After shoot 10 rounds, you can flip it over there. This is your standard 7 rounds magazine. And these two right here, this is the Vulcan M17 or Music M17. It can also use on the CQMF or the M5. And it can take both round balls and shape rounds. This one here's the Max Tag or Scarab Arms. It shoots both round balls and shape rounds. The next two right here, these are for the T15. It can shoot round balls or shape. This one right here is for the Spyder MR X, MR5 or MR6. It can shoot round balls only. It looks like it can take a shape, but the marker can only take round balls. Some people have modified to shoot the shape round technically, but it's only designed to shoot round balls. This is your Tippmann TMC or Tippmann Stormer. It can only shoot round balls. It looks like you can put a shape there, but the marker is only designed to shoot round balls. Next one right here, these are for your Tacamo series markers, Tacamo Blizzard, Bolt, Vortex, and the Tacamo Hurricane, also the Tacamo Tornado as well. 468, T68 can all use these magazines. This is your 14 rounds. It takes 7 each side. D-Max stands for dual side. You shoot one side and then you flip the other side. You shoot the other 7 rounds. It can take shape round or round balls. You have to get the appropriate spring to shoot the right projectile. That is because for round balls, the spring is super light, and for shape rounds, the spring is super strong to keep the stack together. This is the 20 rounds version. You get 10 on each side, and it's a helix. It shoots 20 rounds all around, all in a U shape. All these magazines, you're gonna need the appropriate spring. You can get them with the shape projectile spring in it or with the regular standard spring soft for paintball. The reason is that if you play in a humid area, you want to get the really soft spring so it doesn't kind of press the ball and change the shape. If you're in a warmer area, that doesn't make a difference, but if you're playing at the humid area, as soon as you open the bag of paint, it's already started to change shape, and that's the reason why we designed that way. And these three right here, this is for the EMF 100, MG 100, or the Diadem. You have the 10 rounds, and then you have your 20 rounds. They do the same as the other two. You can shoot 10 each side. And this is the CF20. This just came out recently, and it holds 20 rounds all the way across. You wind it down to load the balls in. All right, these are different magazines, so I'm gonna go over really quick just to make sure. So these D-Mag shoots shape rounds or round balls. So are these ones right here can do round balls or shape rounds. This one can also do round balls or shape. This one as well, these two as well. These two can only do round balls. And these three depends on which marker you have and which configuration you have as far as able to shoot round ball or shape. For box magazine, all these markers, you can get a box magazine and you can see a different magazine tower for it. Basically, you get a box magazine and it comes with one tower based on your model, and you can get the tower attached onto the box and able to use different marker you have. All right, now go with air tank. So air tank and air system, each marker has its own air system. Some of them can be at the pistol grip and some can be at the buttstock. Some comes with an air system that you have to use remote line. Remote line is where you attach the air tank to your body and then tether the air line to the gun, and that's how you operate this unit. All right, so let's start with some of the model so you can see which one is more appropriate for you. I don't really want to recommend a marker to you. I'd rather tell you, asking you the question of which one are you having now and which one that you're accustomed to, so get the marker that you know more of, so you can help yourself by doing some tech work on it, as opposed to get a brand new marker, you don't really know much to it, and you don't know how to upkeep and maintain it. All right, let's check the first one out. So this is a Spyder MRX. It's same family as MRX, MR5, MR6. This model has the air line at the pistol grip right here. Basically, just attach an air tank right there, and then you can just operate the unit. This one is a little bit different, and it's quite unique in a way where it has the ability for you to attach a hopper or use a hopper or a magazine by the twist of the barrel. So say you have a hopper on and a magazine on, and you just twist the barrel from magazine to hopper, which you can select which ammo to use. So you can, in the barrel, you can just twist it and it comes right off. This is called a twist lock barrel. And on this model, there's not that many aftermarket barrels you can get. So be careful when you're looking around. Don't just get a Spyder barrel that just says Spyder. It got to be really specific to a Spyder MRX, MR5, MR6 to make it functional. All right, this model right here runs about $150 to $200. Really basics. If you're familiar with Spyder markers, this is the way to go. Easy for you to service and repair. Excellent model for beginners. The next one up from this one is a Tippmann Stormer. Tippmann Stormer been out on the market for a couple years, and it's super clean and easy for you to operate. Plus, if you're having a Stormer 98 A5, the engine is the same engine. They use the same valve, same parts inside. Anywhere you go to any of the park, they have someone there to able to help you maintain this marker. So this is Stormer Elite. There are different models of it, but simply the difference is just the handguard and the buttstock. You can take the handguard by just press the button right to pull right out, and the buttstock, same thing. There's a screw at the keep in place, but we took it off, so you can just, that's it. For hopper or magazine, it's similar to the Spyder, but this one you have to physically take off the cover and change for the hopper adapter before you actually use that. Otherwise, it's not gonna have that twisting that you can just pop off and change the feeding system. So on over here on the Stormer, I have this other model right here. This has a little bit upgrade to show you the modulability of it as well. You can use this designated carry handle. You can attach onto the top rail. It has a mil-spec rail right there. You can add in different hand grip to it. Angle full grip. This is Nike Strike angle full grip. Air tank will always be at the pistol grip. They may have a little spot for a buttstock air in the future. Not really sure when we're gonna release that. The next model you can get from the Tippmann family is your Tippmann TMC. So they make two different models. This is the Tippmann TMC Basic. It has the air tank at the pistol grip. And the next one right here, this is a Tippmann Elite. It has an air tank inside the buttstock. On either model, you can have the option of using the air tank inside the buttstock or a pistol grip. They do make a kit for you to switch between the two. So if you get the basic model, you can switch it to the air and stock. And you can have the ability to switch out the hopper version like this right here to the MagFed. It comes with both adapters. You can use either one on different type of games. You say you want to play a game with hopper, you attach your hopper adapter on. If you want to use a game for magazine, you just put a magazine on. Both of these model, you can use a box mag for it. So in a box mag, this is a tower for it right here. You just kind of slide in the tower, drop it in, and this allows you to shoot about 150 shots in the box magazine. Right, on this TMC right here, I'm gonna show you how it operates, which allow you to kind of show you how it works and function. Let's check it out. So today I'm actually gonna shoot these plastic balls over here. I don't want to make a mess in the parking lot, so just to show you the functionality of it rather than trying to make a mess. All right, magazine insertion. All right, this is to save and fire. This is charging handle. You pull it back, and it just takes some shot right there. All right. If you're doing your basic marker and you're doing a kind of beginner setup, or you want to get to MagFed Stormer or TMC are pretty much your best option. It comes with 2 magazines. You can do hopper, or you can use a mag fed on both versions, which is kind of great when you transition to something more advanced or something more complex of a setup, which we're gonna show you on the next step. So the next one we're doing is a Tacamo series, Tacamo Blizzard, Bolt, and Vortex. So on these 3 markers right here, this is the Blizzard version, 8K setup. It has the same engine as a Tippmann, pretty much, where you use the internal of Tippmann's markers and we transform into something like this right here. This is a Blizzard AK-47, which you can build to look like a sniper. Has a different setup. This one has an air tank, and this one has the ability for you to use the handguard right there. The next one gonna show you is the Tacamo Bolt. A true comparison on these two. A lot of question, what's the difference between the two? The inside pretty much exactly the same. The difference is pretty much on the pistol grip. On the Blizzard, you have the pistol grip as part of the body. On the Bolt, the pistol grip is separated, which means you can take it out, change it to a different pistol grip. But attachment wise, they use a pretty much exact same attachment, internal and external, using the same magazine well as well. The next one is going to show you is the Tacamo Vortex right here, which you have the ability to change the handguard on all these models, ability for you to use the air tanks at buttstock, as well as upgrade to different barrel, different sights, compared to this little Vortex right here at the bottom. For the Tippmann TMC earlier, you can see that you can upgrade to different type of handguard as well. This is the kind of the CQB version. This kind of like the urban assault version. You're gonna need the appropriate handguard adapter to attach that on. All right, so you're gonna shoot this one really quick right here so you can see how your Tacamo series marker work. It used the standard magazine, the Helix magazine. I'm gonna shoot a couple rounds right here for you. Right there. Right, the next series we're gonna talk about is the M17 and the CQMF or M5, whichever model that you select to use. Let me drop this back here. All right, these two models are pretty much similar to each other. This is your M17. The M17 M5 pretty much share the same engine. The difference is the attachment. On the M17, the body is made polymer, it has reinforced steel plating inside. On the M5 or the CQMF, the body is aluminum, the handguard is aluminum, same engine, it uses the same magazine. The mag release is a little bit different. On the M17, you have the kind of AK-47 kind of style lever release magazine. And on the M5 or the CQMF, the magazine release is right here on the left side, and right side is on your trigger release. The next one is when you get them in stock, the CQMF, it comes with this buttstock assembly, which is for remote line that you're gonna need an air line to attach to, which is this one right here. You do have the option of getting the buttstock like this to attach an air tank, but it will always come with this buttstock assembly, which you need or you may not need. On the M17, it comes with the buttstock without air tanks. You have a choice of adding an air tank onto your marker when you place an order. Next, the key difference is the handguard attachment itself. On the M17, you're gonna need an adapter to upgrade your handguard. On the M5, you don't have to do that. See how the M5 has a handguard attached directly to the body. On this M17 version, there is an adapter you have to get to do that. There's an adapter right there that you attach on. All right, the last one I'm gonna shoot this gun right here on the M17 so you can see how the engine works. On this model, both the M17 and M5 do not have a charging handle. So when you do shoot this one, basically what you have to do is you just put an air tank in and you just shoot it from fire to safety and just load it in. You're gonna shoot a mag right here. All right, so you have on this model, the M17 M5, you can have the ability to shoot semi or full auto. So this is semi. I can put a full auto here for you to see. Right there. And so you do have the ability to use a box mag with this marker. So you can get this box mag tower right here. This marker takes a square head tower like this, but our tower, square head magazine, but the tower is round. So a lot of people asking why do they get a round version, but the magazine is square. We made it round to ease of production. So another one I want to kind of explain is on the box mag tower. It goes in really nice and tight. You have to push it in and see it locked right there. That's when you know that it's locked. So we made so that there's no wiggling, especially on the M17. The feeding gotta be just right, otherwise there'll be an issue with feeding. You just pull that out. If you want to make your tower going a little easier, my recommendation is to file this top part of it off a little bit, go into a point where it feels right for you. Like I said, but don't go too far, just go enough until you're able to insert it properly, nice and tight, like right there. The towel goes in just like your other towel, go in right there. There's a pin, you just push into lock into place and then just stick it in. Of course, like I said, it's gonna be nice and tight. If you want to wiggle a little bit, go nice and tight, it stays in there. Pull it out, just pull, and it comes right out. So again, if you want to make it a little bit easier to put in, don't go too far, you don't want it to wiggle. Just go enough until it's locked and get that insertion that you're looking for. Most important thing is that you're not gonna change the magazine that often. You're gonna change once or twice. Beginning of the game or end of the game, you're not gonna be changing out mag in the middle of the game, so you're not gonna be worried about how hard it goes in. Plus, it's also leaves some room for wear and tear later on as well. All right, so we're done with this M17 model. All right, the next one is a little bit more of features we're gonna talk about on the 468. This is the 468. There are two models that we built on a 468, and then this is the 468 PTR. All right, this two models has a lot of question on them. So 468 has the standard model where the safety, it's just a paintball safety right here, safe and fire, and on the PTR has an AR mil-spec safety. The trigger is a key on the PTR. It has the trigger pull and weight exactly like an AR system, so you can see how quick that can break right here. Really low or no slack at all. It breaks. On a 468, this is how much travel has to go before it breaks. So that means that when you're doing the PTR version, it has really precision trigger, and that means that you have to reset the trigger more often than any other marker. On a 468, it's built as a paintball gun. You can go through 100,000 shots before you have to do anything to it. So if you're getting a marker just for recreational use, for playing, get the 468. And if you want to get a trigger that's realistic, as real as possible, then the PTR. We do have video comparing the two exactly, the difference internal of it as well. So you want to learn a little more tech on that, we have video just to cover the aspect. But as far as getting the difference between the two, that's exactly the difference. It shares, just to cover that, it shares similar internal part and external parts, just the trigger assembly, it's different. All right, we're gonna shoot the 468 a little bit and then I'll compare you on the next version. All right, so on this 468, I'm gonna explain a little bit of more features after we shoot it, and that way you can see the difference as far as what compared to other markers. All right. All right, that's a 468. So I'm gonna leave it here because we're gonna need to compare some features with the T15. So this is your T15 right here, base model, and a little upgrade right here. So we get a lot of question, what's the difference between the 468, T15 and the 468. And I'm gonna go over some features of the T15 first, shoot it, and then I go a little bit details on the differences. That way you can get a full features information on them. All right, 468 is pretty much exact. I mean, T15 is pretty much in the same family as a 468. You can use the air tank inside buttstock. You can run remote line on both of them, fully upgradable with your handguard buttstock. Pretty much anything you want to build that you can build on both of these models. On the T15, you can use a hopper. Here, let me show you this one here. On a hopper, you just rotate out your dust cover, and then you attach on an adapter here and allow you to kind of change your barrel, rotate it, and you can use a hopper or a magazine. On a 468, it doesn't do that. You could only use a magazine. There's really no hopper options at all on it. On the T15, the barrel, it's pretty much fixed right here. If you want to use an aftermarket barrel, you have to use an adapter. Otherwise, the barrel will be a twist lock, and you can't really change it out. So that's one of the key difference on your 468 and the T15. All right, the internal wise, gonna show you a little bit in the internal over here. On the 468, there are a couple features that it's a little bit different from the T15. Number one is the ball drop, the anti-ball drop right here. See, I shot earlier. There are two balls trapped inside the magazine, inside the chamber there. What it does is prevent the ball from dropping down when you do a mag check or mag change. It is a good feature if you're looking at where you don't want to lose a round when you do a mag check, but it's also features where you having two balls in the chamber. So kind of a good features to some, and also some people don't like that feature. Either way, it is an option for you to get either one the marker. Next one is a 468. It has a lock bolt in there. Lock bolt is when you have a magazine that's not fully chambered, or you have a round that's not feeding, the gun stops from firing. For example, you can look inside the system here. When I pull the trigger, see that the bolt stops. In other words, that if you have a round not fully chambered, or you have a bad paintball, the gun stops from firing. So in other words, you have to do a mag check. You take it out, check it, reload, brack it back, and then put a mag in and continue firing. I'm gonna show you inside right here. All right, the upper right here, it shows, gonna show really quick, gonna split it up right here. All right, the upper just housed the bolt. That's it, just the bolt. And the lock bolt, as you can see that it stopped right there. The bolt doesn't fire until a round fully chambered, and then I let it pass through. Otherwise, the bolt stop right there. On the lower side, you have your firing control unit, which you can tear this marker apart pretty quickly. And so there are other videos that we showed kind of full tear down, very easy for service and maintenance. On the T15, pretty much the same. You push a little button right here to release the upper. A little bit tight here. There you go. Right there. And kind of separate the upper and lower. So the lower house similar to the 468, but the upper, it has other parts. Going to show you really quick from inside here. It has a spring, it has a valve assembly, a little bit more parts than the 468. Between the two, they're pretty similar. Just depends on which one you like. Go with the one you like the features. Either way, you're going to get a great option for mag fed or hopper, if you will. So you close it. A little button here. But there you go. All right, and a 468. One thing to know on the 468, a lot of people will be breaking the tab inside the magazine because when they close it, see the trap door? This is prevent the ball from falling down in a down position like this. They want to close it, and you can see that the trap door is in between, and they push it down hard, and that little lever, it will push down onto the magazine to break it. So put it back to upward position like that. When you close it, you can see it just coming right there, and see there's a small gap right there. And all you have to do is just kind of rack it back. Racking it back meaning you align this bolt pin into the lower assembly there. Right there. Pull it, slightly pull that, and just push a pin in, just like that. Pretty simple for you to kind of operate, clean, and service. All right, now let's go into the DMR version of the 468. So in the 468, you can get a bolt action version of it, similar to your semi version, which allow you to shoot shape projectile all around. Mostly on the DMR version, it's made to shoot the shape round, not really for the round balls. You want a long range precision shot. This is the way to go. You want to do a 100-yard shot. You want to get this model because it has this adapter right here, which allows you kind of tilt the scope downward. Say you do a 100-yard shot and you have to tilt up the barrel to compensate for the flight. Therefore, the scope got to tilt down a little bit so you can see your target. Otherwise, you are shooting up, you're looking at above the targets and just tilt your scope up. That's the reason why you want this adapter, the long range adapter there. Operation and service pretty much exactly the same way. This is just the bolt action part of it. There are a couple components you have to change out. Obviously, the upper and the bolt, but you can upgrade your semi into bolt action if you want to go that direction. All right, the next one, that couple markers that come into the, oh yeah, let me shoot the T15 here. You can see how it shoots. All right, magazine, this is the older version magazine, works just fine. All right, I'm gonna shoot a target over there. All right, next one I'm going to show you is the marker that just came out in the market recently. It's pretty much the latest MagFed marker coming out. That is the MG or MG100 or EMF 100, depends on where you get it from or how recently you got it. It used to be called MG100, but they recently changed. I think it began this year, 2021, they changed to the EMF 100. You can get in the black version or in the HD version. We have a couple of features you can get. You can get the G36. You can get a buttstock option for different rail, sight, scope, mount, buttstock, even the silencer suppressor. So you can pretty much upgrade them, basically what you're getting. It comes with this two-piece handguard. I'll show you really quick right here. Two-piece handguard and two-piece barrel. You can pull it out in the front right there. Barrel on the front version is counterclockwise, so reverse thread. Wrong way there. That's your front section. Your back section is your front section. Right, the body is kind of integrated. There's some model out there you can change the whole entire body, but the whole body is kind of integrated. Buttstock you have to attach to the back right here. All right, so on this model you can get recently we released this new lock bolt version for it. So basically the lock bolt version allow you to prevent the bolt from firing. On some of these guns you can see that it has a lock bolt, especially 468. I'm gonna show you the difference on the lock bolt. So I'm gonna show you this on this model right here. The lock bolt, remember, it prevents the bolt from firing when you don't have a round in the chamber. For example, on this gun right here, you notice that we don't have a magazine, so if we're to continue to fire after the magazine's empty, it goes like this. All right, I'm gonna take the barrel off real quick. And this is the model we have with the lock bolt in it, right here. Right, the bolt not gonna fire because the lock bolt prevent the bolt from firing. All right, we're gonna put a mag in so you can see why a lock bolt is kind of nice to have, especially when you have a ball that doesn't feed well and you have a jamming magazine or any of those feeding problem, that's where the lock bolt prevented that from happening. Some people are saying, well, the MG100 using low pressure to give like a soft hit on the ball. That's great, but if you can add another advantage to your marker, it's kind of nice to have. All right, let's shoot this marker on the target there. All right, reverse here. So you can see that at the end where you're out of ammo, it barely make any noise. So what you're getting is you're getting continuous feeding. Say it's making the same noise, let you know you're out of ammo, reload another one. It gives you that advantage when you have that. On this magazine, it's meant for you to kind of stop that bolt as well. But what if your magazine is jamming and your magazine is not feeding? That's what the lock bolt does, is give you that feedback when your have a feeding problem or magazine problem. Paintball, you know, the problem is you don't know what you get. You go to a field, they give you paint, and it's field paint. Sometimes the ball too big, too small. If you have your mag's dirty, it failed, the little ratchet, it gets stopped. Lock bolt kicks in, let you know there's a feeding issue. All right, the next one, again, I'm gonna show you, it's kind of different from what's out there. Let me put all this stuff back. All right, some guns I didn't show you earlier because some of them are not really available, easily available, but you can definitely pick them up if you have access to them. This one right here, this is called a TGR2 Max Tac or Spyder MR model. This one came out roughly about 10-15 years ago, and it uses this magazine right here. It has a little feeding on the top. You wind it down, it goes right there. It uses the same system as the 468 or the Spyder version. You can have the air inside the buttstock. Most of these are not really available to get, but you can get them. It is not an option for you to get, but I just want to show you so you can see different type of markers out there. Function exact same way as the 468 racket back, but the difference is you can't really, it's not a split. It is a split receiver, the pin right here, but the chamber in which where accessibility is not the same as 468. You can watch more videos on these if you're thinking of getting one of these. All right, the last one I'm gonna show you is this model right here. This is the CMP-18. It built off of the Tippmann pistol, which you can run as a pistol, or you can get one of our body kits and you can run it like this model right here. It basically, you have a pistol inside, and now we turn to a kind of submachine gun. You can use your 7 rounds mag like this. You can use a 12 rounds mag. No, this is, I'm sorry, the 20 rounds mag with the ability for you to kind of flip over, pop this little thing out right here, and then do another 10 rounds right there. Or this is a 12 rounds. If you want to, you can also use this box magazine. It looks kind of big, but slide this in, and then you can just put on this box mag right there. We have this new kit that just came out. No, not came out, but this new kit be coming out allow you to use the air tank side of buttstock on this version. Originally, it comes with this model right here where you can use this folding buttstock attached onto the rail in the back, but we're adding the option for you to use an air tank as well. You can still use the same system as your remote line adapter. It runs right there. All right, I'm gonna cover really quick on the air options. That way you guys can have the ability to select which air option you're gonna choose. So there are a couple different air tanks out there that you can get. These are the 3 that are standard on most of the buttstock I shot. This is a 13 cubic inch, 15 cubic inch, and 17 cubic inch. This model right here is a new tank. It is 15 cubic inch, but it's up to 4,500 psi. This is a 3,000 psi, and this is also 3,000 psi. Most model can get about 100 shot to 150, 200, depends on the efficiency of it. You can read on more about that. And this one gets you about 120 to 250, depends on the model. And this one right here can get you about 130 to 300, depends on the model. This type of tank, it can fit inside the buttstock directly. So any of the tank right here, you can fit into the buttstock right there. Just set it in, lock into place. Even the 17 right there. All right, so you can see this one here, you can use the air tank to the buttstock or remote line, whichever that you choose. And right here, you can see that most of these models can do that. And if you are using remote line, of course, you have to use this air line to attach to the body with the marker. There are many choices when you decide which marker to get. If you are new to paintball, the Tippmann Stormer and Tippmann TMC, these are the best choice to get. And if you're currently using Tippmann 98, A5, X7 in that line of marker, and these are the best option for you. If you are wanting to get a gun that has a lot more customization and you're already playing paintball and you want an upgrade from it, there's 3 options you can get: a 468, the T15, and of course the Tacamo series. You get the Blizzard, the Bolt, and you get the Vortex. Those are the marker that can just shoot first strike and able to upgrade. If you're doing a marker that if you want to do sniper long range shot, then the bolt action will be the best option. You want to shoot 100-yard plus long range, you want to stay back, bolt action is the way to go. If you are getting a marker that new and different, that would be the M17 and the M5. Keep in mind, these markers does take a little bit air. You're gonna have to use, this is 26 cubic inch tank. It shoot roughly about 200 shots. This is a 13 cubic inch. This is a 26 cubic inch. You can adapt this buttstock to any of the other system. You're gonna get twice the number of shot. This marker right here, a little bit harder for you to maintain. If you're willing to spend a little bit of time and learn how to work on them and maintain them, the M17 and the CQMF are the best option for that lineup marker. Keep in mind they're different. The valve system is different, and it doesn't use a charging handle. You just air it up and shoot. The last one that in this lineup marker, of course, is the EMF 100. If you're using right now you're using a Matrix, a Lux, or a tournament marker, the MG 100 is the way to go, or EMF 100. It uses a spool valve system. It has a similar valve system to the one that you're currently using. So these are the best one for you to get out of those if you're using tournament markers. And a really great marker to transition from your tournament marker into a mag-fed system. All right, guys, any question, comment, concern about any of the marker on the features that I have shown you here, visit our website, mcsus.com, and we can support you. Thanks for watching.
Modern combat sports.